Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I will be talking about the game in the round 9 of the Bundesliga that just finished between Dortmund and RB Leipzig. As we can see here for the game, it ended 2-1 to Dortmund, which means that two things happened. Dortmund continued their 50-50 winning streak, or continue to lose 1 win 1 in the last 6 games, and this is Leipzig's first defeat this season, which is surprising. This also gives Bayern Munich a 3-point cushion down to Leipzig in second place. But if like Dortmund was dominant in the match, you can see why Leipzig is going to challenge for Bayern this season because Leipzig had a really strong defense. Like Dortmund needed a lot of chances and a lot of big chances to actually score and win the goal. If we look at the stats for the first half, like as you can see on expected goal, Dortmund has almost 2 and scoring 1, and Leipzig has 113. Leipzig is the most clinical team in the they need very few chances to score a goal, but they also score many goals, and this is where the problem came today because Dortmund kept pressing them, and they just wasn't enough, and the defense just couldn't hold up. Same in the second half, Dortmund is way more dominant in chances created and in expected goals, and if you look at saves, it's the opposite. Like Leipzig has 3 saves in the second half and 5 saves in the first half. Dortmund's keeper has 2 in the whole game, which is also why we'll look at the lineup and ratings. Even though they lose, Leipzig gets a 6.8 because he had a lot of saves this game. But this is the story of Leipzig has the best defense in the Bundesliga this season. But they lost today, and this was a really important game for them to keep up with Bayern Munich. And Dortmund just end up winning. Deservedly like that. It's not like, even though Leipzig is second place, this was a more deserving win for Dortmund that actually kept attacking and had a lot of big chances. They could have scored 3 goals, but again, Leipzig defense was really good. So we learned today that Leipzig is not a very offensive team. They are playing closer to like Jose Mourinho style of football, where they want to defend the game. They want to keep the ball. They want to make sure that they are trying to win the game through defense. But in this Bundesliga, where you have teams that often score, that have good strike force, it's a hard game to play. And this is like a test for them. And like they can't be this passive in the game. They gave way too much incentive to Dortmund for this game. I know that they have a strong defense, and Golasinac has had a really good season right now, but like to give Dortmund this, like the possession, but to give Dortmund or any team for that matter, or in this case, let's say Dortmund, like all these chances and always like giving them these stats. I know, but we're not on those stats. But Dortmund kept pressing. They were good at running deep, and they could have lost 4-1 if it wasn't for the keeper that actually made some big saves. Especially because Dortmund is quite a fast team, is building up. So the few times where Leipzig actually got close to Dortmund's goal, it ended up when if the keeper for Dortmund, Maya caught it, he could instantly like kick it up to Girassi and actually create a decent chance. But this shouldn't have been anyone because look, like Dortmund had an injury problem, and we already knew this before going into the game that they had an injury problem. Like, yes, I know that Leipzig are missing one really good player, but Dortmund is just completely hammered by injuries. And that's why it's impressive that they actually get the win over Leipzig. But as I have said, it's like the Dortmund is like winning one, losing one, and because they lost to Augsburg last week, they somehow like it's not a consistent thing, but this season the Bundesliga Dortmund has been like at least in the last 6 games, 1-3 and draw 3 and win one, lose one, win one, lose one, win one, lose one. They don't put like a streak together, and that's going to become a problem for them to win the championship. But it's not a problem here. But we learned that Dortmund really need also it's not very clinical. They have the opposite problem that I think. It's not that their defense is completely out of place, but they're just not good enough at finishing their chances. They need a lot of big chances to actually score and win the goals, to score and get the goals. And it was the same problem I had last week against Augsburg, where they also needed a lot of chances to get their goals and end up losing that game. And they're just in an injury crisis right now, so whatever points they can get is good for them, but they need to become more clinical. They like I know they went 2-1 and it feels weird to say that and they were clearly the best side on the field today in terms of attacking football, but their players just need to be better at finishing chances again. It's not like they need bigger chances. Of course, you can always say, "Oh, you need bigger chances," because yeah, you could always say they need bigger chances. But Dortmund just needs to be better at finishing the chances they get, and Leipzig needs to find a way to actually like they need to get that attack going because this is why in the earlier video I talked about this could be a problem when they play Bayern Munich. They also have a good chance, but unlike Dortmund, is clinical at finishing their chances. So Leipzig gets their first loss of the Bundesliga season, but they are also starting to show some of the problems this team can have with the chance, with like the creation of chances, and that even though they have a good defense, it's mostly like they're good at stopping people from scoring with the defenders and goalkeeper. It's not like they don't let people create chances against them and against the top teams like in the Champions League or like against Bayern Munich. Their goalkeeper and defense need to have some of the best days if they will have a chance to win those matches. But yeah, Dortmund end up stopping Leipzig from being unbeaten this season and winning 2-1, and they continue to lose one, win one. And by Leipzig losing, they basically create a 3-point gap between them and Bayern Munich before they even play Bayern Munich. And if this game can really be the start of like Bayern Munich winning away with the league. But yeah, Dortmund needs to be more clinical, and Leipzig needs to. It's not like they need of course they don't need more chances. They have game where they score a goal, or they have game where they score more than one goal. But this is only they have now conceded 5 goals and scored 15, so that should be fine. But in games where they are out, where the defense are kept getting attacked and actually getting beat like this, they need to then the attackers need to either press more or actually help out with giving them more chance because they score a goal, then it's like, oh, then it feels like they're just trying to defend the game, and that's not a way to they can beat Bayern Munich. So if they actually have title aspirations, they need to start becoming better at actually playing both well in attack and defense. They have the defense part, they just need the attack part. But yeah, that's what we'll learn from this game. To my left, there will be another recommendation, probably the game earlier between Bayern Munich and Berlin and the Bundesliga table breakdown. And to my right, you can subscribe. See you.